I dream of going to college. I was born in Chicago, where there are a lot of gangs and gun violence in my neighborhood. So my mom moved us across the country to California so we could avoid it, but we could not. Because even now, in my high school, kids are in gangs and have to walk blocks out of their way home to avoid shootings. Some of my friends at school aren't motivated and never talk about grades or college, but I'm different. 3 months ago, I became an SEL scholar. My fellow scholars are the most amazing kids I have ever been around. Every Saturday, I am taught things in SEL classes that I don't learn in my school, like grammar and algebra. And in a few years, I will get help with scholarships so I can fulfill my dream of going to college. Now, because of SEL scholars, I am closer to my dream. My name is Alexander Bonds, and I'm a 9th grade SEL scholar from San Francisco.
I dream of being an architect. My dad once worked in construction, and because of him, I'd fallen in love with architecture. A few years ago, he had a terrible fall from a building and can never work again. Now my mom works hard to support our family. My parents came to New York from Poland. They taught me that evil things come easy to us, and great things come if you work hard. SEO is proof that that is true. I go to school with kids who are disruptive and waste their educational time. In SEO, it's a completely different environment. We all have our struggles, but have the same goal: to receive the best education we can. In SEO, I learn about so many colleges I've never even heard of and how to apply. I used to believe I couldn't be successful due to my family's income. But now I'm confident that one day I'll be a successful architect because of SEO. My name is Victoria Gustin, and I am a 10th grade SEO scholar.
I dream of breaking the cycle of poverty. I left the Dominican Republic at the age of 8, and in only my first year in America, I witnessed domestic violence and my parents' divorce, which left us homeless. Despite the sadness and frustration I felt, I did not want to be trapped in poverty forever. But going to my high school every day makes me feel like I can never leave the hood. Loud and disrespectful students keep the teachers from teaching, and it is a daily struggle to get an education, which is something everyone should be entitled to. My future is not set in stone by my circumstances. SEO is helping me break the cycle by giving me the way out through education. My name is Catherine Jimenez. I am a 12th grade SEO scholar, and this fall I will be attending the University of Pennsylvania on a 4-ride scholarship.
I dream of being extraordinary. As I hear gunshots in my South Bronx neighborhood and walk through the hallway stairs stained with blood, I carry what feels like a 100-pound book bag to SEO on Saturday mornings to build a new life for my mother and brother. And while my father would sit in prison writing me letters, I would sit in SEO's classrooms annotating books and carefully crafting essays. There, I escaped the dangers of my neighborhood, where I wasn't allowed to go outside. So I never would have imagined to have found a stronger sense of myself in a culture that stretched me 3,000 miles away, to Ireland. I started learning Irish dance in the 3rd grade, and with my dance group, I have performed in Ireland twice, at City Hall and at the White House in front of the president. I dreamt of being extraordinary and realized I already am. As an Irish dancer, as an Irish dancer and an SEO scholar. This past year, SEO guided me through the college application process. Meanwhile, I helped my mom to apply to college as well. Together, we filled out our financial aid applications. My name is Diamond Walker. I'm a 12th grade SEO scholar, and this fall, I will be attending Bowdoin College on a full ride scholarship. In 4 years, my mom and I will both graduate with a college degree, and I will do the biggest victory dance ever.
I dream of a better world. 3 years ago, I stood in front of you telling my story about the great challenges my family faced and the unfair plight of New York City public school students. I told a story about SEO being my hope for a better life. Today, I stand in front of you as a college freshman, now with goals that reach far beyond myself and my family. I hope to influence legislation and tackle many of the environmental problems that will continue to impact all of us. My goals are to find concrete solutions to our problems and to work to make them a reality, felt in the most basic ways. SEO was a great educational challenge and helped prepare me for the rigorous intellectual environment I am in now. My name is Joshua Elbe. I am an SEO college scholar. Last week, I completed my freshman year at Yale University with a 3.6 GPA.
I dream of putting on a business suit and going to work. I've dreamt of this since I was 8 years old, when I would ride alongside my dad, not as a leisure activity, but because it was his job to drive people to and from work. From the people in the back seat, I learned about finance and began to understand that by allocating your money properly, it can multiply. And as a first-generation college student, I realized that many people suffer from financial illiteracy, living paycheck to paycheck. And so my goal is to close that gap. In high school, I was given 2 SEO mentors. Like me, both of them worked extremely hard and overcame adversity. They and SEO helped me crystallize my vision of my future. And now in college, SEO gives me the training and guidance to take ownership, network, and go after internships. My name is Owen Tejeda. I'm an SEO college scholar and a sophomore at the University of Michigan. And this summer, I will suit up for my sales and trading internship at Morgan Stanley.
I dream of financial freedom. Growing up in a neighborhood of the Bronx where no Indians lived, I went to high school with every ethnic group except my own. But I couldn't escape my traditional Indian values at home, where 7 of us shared a 2-bedroom apartment. Being the eldest of 3 girls, I was tormented by constant arguments about my future and the financial obligations I had to my family. I dreaded the thought of attending a local college, never leaving home, and having my dreams shattered. SEO gave me hope for my future. It was my home away from home in high school, a place to avoid the chaos with my family and get the guidance I needed for college. During my 4 years at Syracuse University, I took 6 classes every semester and worked 4 jobs to make ends meet. I also started SEO Orange Reconnect, a support group for the 14 SEO scholars at Syracuse. And meanwhile, SEO supported me, especially at a point when things got really tough. SEO helped me find a scholarship that saved me from taking a leave of absence for a year. Despite all of the obstacles, I kept pushing. I never gave up, and I overcame. My name is Rima Rana, and I am an SEO college scholar. And I'm proud to say that 3 days ago, I graduated from Syracuse University. With a Bachelor's of Science in Accounting and Finance. And now I will be beginning a new chapter in my life, working as a financial analyst in a 2-year rotational program called Financial Management at General Electric.
I have one thing to add. I want to say on behalf of all SEO scholars, thank you to Michael Oshowitz for making our dreams come true.